this Pokemon V can take huge one-hit KOs with ease. Roll the intro. What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech, and today I wanted to talk about one of the more interesting Pokemon V from the Pokemon Go expansion, and that is Slaking V. It has the heavy impact attack. For 4 colorless energy, you can do a flat 260 damage, no questions asked. Sorta. It has the kinda lazy ability as well, which states if you have exactly 2, 4, or 6 prize cards remaining, this Pokemon can't attack. Now, you might be thinking, well, a Pokemon that only attacks for a lot of damage sometimes isn't very good. But we can actually use Path to the Peak to turn off that kind of lazy ability and swing with Slaking whenever we want to. Now, we're going to be using Arceus VSTAR and Inteleon to help this deck work. This is basically an Arceus Inteleon deck with Slaking in the mix. And I think the Slaking actually really adds to this deck because normally, Arceus VSTAR can't take one-hit KOs. I mean, you can get it up to 230, but that's in the later game. And if your opponent has a decent board state, there's really not going to be many basic Vs for you to take out. But Slaking solves that problem because it does a flat 260 damage. Plus, we play 2 powerful colorless energy in this deck, which makes our colorless Pokemon do 20 more damage. One powerful colorless energy on Slaking puts it to 280 damage, and we also play 2 copies of Choice Belt in here, which will bump it up to 310 damage, which is enough to knock out Mew VMAX. And I think that is absolutely incredible. So all credits go to my friend Mitch and Chicken for this list. This is his list, and I think it's very, very fun to play, and it's actually really, really strong. As for the other Pokemon in here, we play 1 copy of Dunsparce just so we can negate the weakness. I know fighting's not super popular right now, but the Dunsparce can come in clutch if you're playing against a counterbox deck, because this deck pretty much auto loses to counterbox without the Dunsparce here. So that Dunsparce is very important to have, as well as Manaphy, because we don't want our Sobbles and our Drizziles to get knocked out by Radiant Greninja, which is a very prevalent card with Palkia running around, and there's the Water Box with Radiant Greninja also being a pretty decent threat. This Manaphy instantly prevents those decks from taking multiple KOs in a turn. And for the rest of the list, we play a 1/1 Inteleon and then Quick Shooter line, 3 Evolution Incense, 3 Level Ball, Ordinary Rod, Pal Pad, 4 Quick Ball, 2 Scoop Up Net, Switch, Path to the Peak. We also have a Training Court in case we need to bump our own path to get a Starbirth off. This is also very important, or bump our opponent's stadium. And to recycle our energy, because we only play 6 basic water in here. Our energy counts are 3 double turbo, 2 powerful colorless, and 6 basic water. It's 11 energy, which is quite a bit, but you do want to make sure that you can get those water energy on your Slaking, and you don't have to use a lot of them on your Arceus VSTAR. That's the kind of whole game plan, is you go Arceus VSTAR, and then you go into a Slaking V, and then you have your Slaking V swing, and then you power up another Arceus VSTAR in the meantime, and then you go with Arceus VSTAR and continue to wipe your opponent's board. We do play 2 Boss's Orders in here to gust up our opponent's Pokemon. A single Cheren's Care is very helpful in adjusting the prize trade to your favor. If your opponent fails to take a 1-hit KO, you can Cheren's Care and punish them for it heavily. We also play 2 Marnie in here for some disruption, 1 Melony just to help us accelerate our energy from the discard pile. We also have 2 Professor's Research, a Raihan, which is very helpful in finding that energy plus switch combo or the choice belt or whatever we need after we get knocked out the turn after. And we also have 1 copy of Roxanne. Roxanne plus Path is devastating to opponents that don't have Bibarel as a draw engine. And a lot of decks are putting a 1/1 Bibarel line just so they can solve this problem. Because if you get Roxanne down to 2, you're bound to have a bad time with no way to draw out of it. So that's why that Roxanne is very important. And then we have 2 Big Charm and 2 Choice Belt. The Big Charm is good because it puts your Slaking's HP up to 260 hit points, which is enough to put it out of Arceus VSTAR one-shot range. If you limit your bench, you can put it out of Palkia VSTAR one-shot range. It puts you out of range of getting knocked out from a Chrono Star with a Choice Belt, for example. There's a lot of things that Big Charm can help with, and you're going to be hitting 280 as long as you have a powerful colorless on the Slaking. So that is going to be very beneficial, and you can choose whatever you want to play. So without any further ado, let's hop into some games and hopefully get a few good matches. Hopping into a game here, our opponent is going to call the coin flip. Tails never fails, as I always say. We won. We are going to go first. I very much prefer going first with the slacking build instead of just regular Arceus Inteleon, because you don't need your slacking until the turn after you can Trinity Nova and hopefully take a KO anyway. So let's hope that we get a good setup here. It's not bad. See, this is a good going second setup because we can keep calling. If we can get an Arceus or an out to an Arceus in this in our first draw here, that would be fantastic. That would be a great setup. We don't get an out, so we're just gonna attach and pass. That's all we need to do. We don't need to do anything crazy. We're gonna have to be a turn behind, but that's okay because hopefully we can outpace our opponent. We're gonna go for a keep calling. I don't know if I want to just shady dealings and kind of rush into it, but you know, that could be an option too actually, because we can shady dealings to find and Arceus, and then we can get the Arceus into play. It really depends on what we draw. It might even be good to go for a straight research, but then we lose 2 double turbos, and I don't think that's honestly the best play. We might need to keep them safe just for a little bit. Our opponent going to Ultra Ball, a Palpad, and a Dunsparce away. It looks like they're going to be playing Arceus Inteleon, I believe. That's, you know, to me, that's a very good indicator. There's the Arceus, boom, Arceus Inteleon. Now, if our setup was a little stronger, we would be in a great position right now, but it doesn't even look like they have an attachment, so that's good. We have the Quick Ball that gives us an Arceus, so this changes things dramatically. We're going to Quick Ball a double turbo away. Grab an Arceus. We have a slacking in the deck. We have 1 VSTARS. So we got a couple of things prized, but we do have pretty much everything we need for the Inteleon line to work. So we're gonna go just attach and evolve and shady dealings. I think we're gonna actually just grab a research and hope for the best here, because we need to just see more cards. We need to see more cards here. Scoop that guy up, put him back down. Gonna lose the rod, which kind of sucks, but we have to just research this away, see what we can find. Now we don't find the slacking, which is a little annoying. We could have played it safe, but we found the choice belt and we found the boss. Those are 2 key things that we absolutely needed to find. We're just gonna Trinity charge a single energy to our Arceus V, and that's it. We have a DTE in hand. If somehow they play like a fan of waves or something funky, we can just attach the DTE. But now we'll have to see what my opponent does. We both have had pretty weak starts, so in a way that makes the game more even, because it's kind of a true testament as to what can you do with what you have in your hand currently. And now let's see, because we have the Evo Incense choice belt, we have so many options right now. My opponent's going to be able to Drizzile, and they might just Marnie us. If they Marnie us, that would be a shame, but as long as we have an out to an Arceus VSTAR and we don't get pathed, we'll be completely fine. That is a training court here, which leaves us without a option to bump a stadium now, because all we have is path. They're gonna get that V-Star off. If they V-Star Starbirth power, obviously they're going to, for a path, that could be tough. If they path Marnius, that could be very, very painful. We'll just say that could be very painful. But we'll have to see what they get, because they do need quite a lot to actually make any moves here. They need to discard a water energy, which they don't have. They need a Melony, they need a double turbo, and they need a switching card. So it's a lot to ask for, but Starbirth can absolutely get you there. So we'll just have to see what my opponent decides to grab. They're going to grab their 2 cards off the Starbirth, and now this is where things are going to get interesting. There's a double turbo. If they quick ball away a water energy, oh, but it looks like that's going to be it. That's fantastic for us. That is great news. We can attach this choice belt here. Evo Incense, Arceus VSTAR, boom. And now we have an attachment still, so this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to Drizzile here for a quick ball. Gotta get rid of this double turbo. We don't really need that anymore. Gonna slacking here. Now we have access to Starbirth still as well. I think we probably should use it to help us actually get a setup going a little bit more. We're doing 210 right now. They can Cheren, so this is what, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna Starbirth right here and right now, and we're gonna find a Sobble and a boss, I believe. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to find a Sobble and a boss. Very specific reasoning as to why we're doing this. Bench that Sobble. Grab this water energy. And we'll attach this to the Drizzile. Boss up the Arceus VSTAR. And Trinity Nova here. You know, we're only doing 210, that's nothing crazy, but we can get the 3 energy and put them on Slaking. Now, I wanted to attach that energy to our Drizzile so we can use Shady Dealings Inteleon to attack down the line and switch our prize trade up even more. Instead of it going to a 2-2-2, it can be a 2-1-2-2 or 2-1-2-1 or something like that. Just to make my opponent work harder for those knockouts, because here they use their Star Birth. They can absolutely Cheren's CRE here, no problem, but we have that return boss, so if they Cheren, they can't Marnie us, and the Arceus is going to be knocked out. If they Marnie us, they can't Cheren us, and the Arceus is going to be knocked out. That is my game plan here. I think it's gonna, you know, it'll be pretty good because we can just retreat into the Slaking here. Retreat with our, well, we could lose our double turbo and our water energy, but we can retreat with both of those, bring the Slaking in, training core, and boom, knock out a base Arceus V. Play very aggressive if we have to. We have enough of a board state to do that. There's the Cheren CRE. That is exactly what I figured would happen. They can Cheren CRE, but they don't have access to a Marnie, and they don't have access to another Arceus. So they can bench that Arceus and attach an energy. That's fine. We have the boss in hand. It doesn't matter. It genuinely does not matter what they decide to do. And even so, we can get a great draw from here. Oh, they might just bring up the Arceus V, actually. We might not even need to boss. In that case, we can just Marnie. And that's a great option as well. Yeah, they're going to bring the Arceus up. Oh, and power up that Zapdos. Now, thankfully for us, we didn't discard our good friend Dunsparce just yet, basically rendering that Zapdos useless in the long run. And now we'll see what my opponent decides to grab off this quick ball. Probably another Sobble. Oh, it's going to be another Arceus. Okay, so they can power up their Arceus right now. Kind of sacrificing one to get another one going, which is okay because we have Slaking in here, which can just sweep at the end of the day. We have the path as well to deal with that Zapdos, so I am not too concerned about that. They're going to get us a quick ball, so we're going to have to debate here. What's the best option? If we can Marnie and find a powerful colorless, we'll be okay. We actually just need to Marnie and find an energy. It'll be tough, but I think we can do it. I think this disruption is going to harm, or no, we can just bring up the Zapdos and KO it. That's definitely the plan here. That's 100% the play. Okay, we'll get rid of this Marnie. We need to save that Raihan. We'll grab the Dunsparce, because who knows, I could play another one. We don't know what their plan is. We'll bring that Zapdos up, and boom, Trinity Nova KO. Now, what is their option here? We can get this energy, put it on Slaking, boom. Slaking is within one-shot range on the VSTARS, and we take 2 prizes. We still have the path in hand, got another Slaking. We got a Research. The Research is great as well. This Raihan guarantees us a belt or a powerful colorless after this Arceus gets knocked out. It won't even get knocked out yet. We can even Cheren it up, depending on what we find, and take a one-hit KO with the Slaking. They need to find a Big Charm here to negate the Slaking's power. They can bring the Slaking up, but they can't KO it. They already used a Research, so no supporter in no wacky form of Leon or whatever. They can quick shooting it and attack. That won't be enough though. They'll need to quick shooting it, attack, and get Choice Spell. But they can't even bring it up with a boss. So that hypothetical is completely useless. They go for a Shady Dealings Inteleon instead. There's really nothing my opponent can do to stop this Arceus from getting KO'd. We can't get Marnied. We have a very good hand here. Even so, we just need to find, what's it called? We need to find a belt or something. They're going to grab 2 Big Charms though, which is a little bit of a pain, I will say. That means we have to find powerful colorless and belt, which means we might just research the rest of this away. Get rid of that Raihan. We might have to at this point. We used our bosses. Our boss came in clutch. It saved us from getting Zapdos to Oblivion, because even if they discarded the DTE, that'd be tough. They have the boss for next turn though, and they're gonna Trinity Nova and take out our, well, not take out, but do a good chunk of damage to the Arceus VSTAR. Now the Scoop Up Net here is crazy. That is a crazy play that we can make. We also have Trading Card access too, which is great. We can Drizzile here, and we can grab ourselves. Now we can Cheren's, we absolutely can Cheren's Care here and bring up the Slaking, and that's going to be getting us 290. But then we can't knock it out. We don't have a Scrapper in the deck. I think we just need to dig for powerful colorless at this point. So we'll grab the belt. We'll attach this, and man, we're gonna have to get rid of that path as well, eh? Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely fine with me. Yeah, we have to path down, get rid with the research. We did find that powerful colorless. We find it. That is huge. That is massive. We can attach that powerful colorless here. Next turn, we can even use the Cheren, which is actually fantastic. Bench the Sobble. Can hard retreat. And boom. Heavy impact. One hit KO that Arceus VSTAR. And now watch this. They're checkmated. Unless they can somehow get this Arceus VSTAR off the board and stall, they're checkmated. They need to switch or something like that. They have the boss in hand, we know for sure. They can bring up this Arceus VSTAR and knock it out. I don't care. That's fine. We can bring Slaking up and just return KO though. Does not matter. That does not matter. They did not expect the Slaking to come through and actually KO their opposing Arceus VSTAR. We're knocking it out either way right now. It doesn't matter. They can stall and bring up a Drizzile. We can knock that out too. They can't KO the Slaking in one shot unless they play like a Leon or something wild. So they're going to get that Shady Dealings Inteleon. Let's see if they have that Leon, because this isn't the time that they'd search for it. They have that Leon. You know what? More power to you. You have that Leon. That's wild. More power to you. And hopefully we'll be able to actually get we can use Melony and then be well on our way. We still have energy in the deck. We still have another powerful colorless. We can just attack with the Arceus VSTAR. So they're going to go ahead and Raihan here, attacking with Shady Dealings Inteleon. See, now that puts us within harm's way. They can snipe this other Arceus, but that doesn't really matter. We can pick this Arceus up, and we'll be fine to go for next turn. My opponent going to get a Drizzile here. Unfortunately, we don't have a third boss in this deck, but we do have Palpad. So if... Oh, we can actually get that boss. If the Palpad's not prized, I don't think I discarded it. If it's not prized, we can get the boss back. Okay. This is an insane test of skill right here. We're going to grab Drizzile. Palpad is in the deck. Okay. Palpad is in the deck. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just checkmated Arceus VSTAR. We can get ourselves the Palpad. Palpad, our bosses back in. Both bosses. Shady Dealings Inteleon for the boss. Just grab both. It doesn't matter. We can grab boss and Roxanne. And boom. There's the scoop. We've done it. Arceus Slaking bests Arceus Inteleon. Arceus Inteleon, widely regarded one of the best decks in the format. So that just means that Arceus and Slaking is better, right? So what did you think of my Slaking V list? Well, not my list, my friend's list, but I made the video, so what do you think of this list? I think it's super fun to play, and it makes Arceus VSTAR, like Arceus Inteleon, I think Slaking actually makes it better. That powerful colorless combo with the choice belt, if you need it to take out a VMAX in one hit, or an Arceus VSTAR with a, what's it called? An Arceus VSTAR with a Big Charm, that makes this deck absolutely insane. It makes this deck absolutely crazy to pop off with in one turn. Your opponent sees a Slaking on the bench and they're thinking, what the heck is going on? They're going to be stunned. And I think that that's the element of surprise really gives this deck an edge. You know, I think this deck is genuinely super, super good and can actually make waves with a little bit of adjustments. What would I do to adjust this deck? Depending on what you find yourself running into, a Galarian Zigzagoon can absolutely help. Being able to hit that other crucial number with a Galarian Goon Ping, an extra 10 damage does go a long way and can actually enable you to take multiple knockouts, especially if you get a quick shooter into play. So that is a careful consideration. Another careful consideration, I think, could be Radiant Greninja, because, I mean, one, it's possible to attack with it because you're going to have Raihan access plus water energy in the deck. So you can Raihan, you can attach to it one turn, pass, you know, you get knocked out. Bring up the Greninja, Raihan, attach, boom. You can take out some Sobbles or whatever. And take another 2-price turn, crippling their support. So that's also a possible addition. It gives you good draw power too, in case you start to dead draw, your opponent puts a path in play, and you really don't have a lot going on your board, because that's very possible that your board state will be weakened. If you get Path, like Path Marnied early in the game or whatever, right? Like, it's very possible that you can't do much out of that. Only having one counter stadium yourself as well. So putting, what's it called? A draw engine in there can help. Because even if you find that training core, but you don't have Starbirth access and you don't have any other way to draw, there's nothing you can do. So adding a Radiant in here could be good. You could even add in Radiant Blastoise to further your chip damage, which could also be absolutely insane in this deck, I will say. Furthering that chip damage onto the bench could be great, because you're not going to have a path in play all the time, so you can still use these Radiant Pokemon's abilities to your advantage. And I think that's just about it. That's really all I would change about this deck. Not a whole lot. I think it's super, super fun and consistent, and really, really powerful once you learn what you have in your deck and you learn what all your cards do and you learn how to properly execute your plans. So without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to never miss out on any more Pokemon trading card game content. I'm doing videos twice weekly now. We're ramping up the video production. I just made some videos on the new Lost Origin expansion that is going to be coming out this fall. I made some videos about what to expect from those and some cool decks to get you thinking, and some cool cards that you might want to look at. So go check those out. They're going to be on screen right now. Comment down below, what do you think of Slaking V and this deck? I absolutely love it. But let me know any changes you would make. Interested to always hear some discussion. And yeah, without any further ado, Hitmonchanting out.